The people I work with are marginalized.
Marginalized,
they're
yes.
people who've been pushed to the margins or the edges of society. Marginalization is used a lot in the third world to explain why so many people live in misery. That it's not, the idea is they did not choose to live in misery. That governmental policies and agency policies and social service policies push them further and further away from the center of community life. So they're on the edges of community instead of in community. I focus on people's hearts, okay? And there's a little saying I have that explain it. There's nothing I can do about the broken brain, nothing I can do about the broken body, so we're dealing with the broken heart as caregivers. Our central task is to teach that person to feel safe with us and loved by us, a sense of companionship. So that would be an equal, probably even a more important thing than the first thing I said. I more and more try not to think about the word behavior. Yeah, I think the word behavior marginalizes people, because if you use the word behavior, that puts me above the person, and I'm going to enter into a process where I, through manipulation, modify, change the person's behavior through a series of rewards or punishments. The way I would look at behavior is simply an outward sign of internal sorrow, turmoil, discomfort, ill at ease, dis-ease. And when I see someone, I don't think, I'm always asked, what do you do with this person who hits himself or hits others or yells or runs away? And I always come because of that reason. But when I see the person, I'm thinking of what meaning do they have in their life? What fears do they have? What frustrations do they have? So it's a more interior interpretation.
And when you work with them, what's your final goal?
To develop a sense of companionship with me, and then to bring others within that relationship, so you have a circle of friends or a circle of companions around the person. It's not to get rid of the behaviors. Those take care of themselves when people become grounded. And my real goal, that's sort of like a technical goal. The real goal is, when I'm with someone, is not to have a goal. just to be with the person in their space, and be in the moment and interact in a loving way with the person. That's my goal.
For that moment.
Yeah, but then life is just a series of moments. I have hopes for later. I've been doing this for 35 years, and I've seen thousands, tens of thousands of goals and objectives and data sheets and all that. And today I see people I saw 35 years ago, and they have the same goals today as they did in 1970, you know? So government wants goals, agency directors want goals, because they're trying to be businessmen and women, okay? They want outcomes and evidence-based stuff. More, I think, deeper goals that yield, that give better benefits are, when you teach a person to feel safe with you and others, when you teach the person to feel very, very loved by you and by others, become loving, and they then become engaged, they become much more active participants in their own lives. So I guess if you forced me to write down a goal, I would say, like somebody like Martin or Ronald, that each in his own way feel safe with me and loved by me, that when I come to them, they don't scream and they don't yell, you can sit next to them, you You can touch their face, you can touch their hands, you can play with them, you can go for a walk with them. Those are all sort of rituals of feeling safe and loved. So I would have sort of practical goals like that. So it's important to create a caregiving community, okay, a community of caring that surrounds each person and then all people, and gives this sense of feeling safe and loved.
What are the results for yourself?
For me personally, you begin to get more meaning in your life, okay, because we find meaning in others. You get less a sense of loneliness, because you're creating friendships with people. You begin to understand that basically you can reject everything that you have been taught to do, you know, which is to control people and look for compliance. So you get a sense of empowerment in that. And you get a sense of life. Well, you're like a big brother or a father who's happy that their son or their daughter or their brother or sister, they're doing well. But that wouldn't be my criterion. The criterion would be if I could say, well, Ronald's happy now. It's like your mother when you go home at Christmas time or whatever, and your mother doesn't say, what work are you doing, how much money do you make, which is typical success. They say, Johnny, I hope you're happy. Are you happy? I would be happy that the person is developing and moving more and more to be able to be more active in his own life. Okay, that's a very good feeling. But the people I work with, they do things much more than they used to do. But for me, their success is they now have friendships. They now know what it means to feel safe and loved on this earth. You know, it's another way of looking at things. Then the little tiny successes are, they like being with a group of people. They like being with their friends. They like being part of a family, part of a home. Very subtle things like that. Other successes are, I feel very, very good when the families, when the mothers and fathers can die in peace because their son or daughter is better. That for me, that's a very special success. And yeah, I guess that would be it. See, I think most of caregiving is about feelings. And because you or I work with people with intellectual disabilities, even profound intellectual disabilities, a lot of people would think that they can't feel these things, and I think actually that's their greatest strength, that they can feel these things, but you have to let them experience it.